He almost scored there as well.
And Bar with Kakvetadze and Ince up top. Oh, closing in on kick-off at Ellen Road, where Leeds United take on Watford. For Daniel Farke's Whites, they're unchanged after the 2-0 victory just 4 nights ago against Sheffield United. For Tom Cleverley, 6 changes to his Hornets, a team who lost in their derby game against Luton 3-0 away. Then it's 6 changes out of Bonner, Porteous, Seller, Deli Bashir and Andrews and Bale in commence, Bar, Ebiseli, Cirelto, Morris and Larucci. So for the Whites, it's Melier in goal and a back four of Bognall, Rodon, Strouk and Firpo. The holders are Tanaka and Rothwell. Then it's Yonto, Aronson and Sani behind Prabhu. For the Hornets, it's Backman in goal and a back three of Morris, Cirelto and Pollock. The wing-backs are Larucci and Ebiseli. In midfield, it's KMB, Sissoko and Bar with Kakvetadze and Ince up top. Oh, closing in on kick-off at Ellen Road, where Leeds United take on Watford. For Daniel Farke's Whites, they're unchanged after the 2-0 victory just 4 nights ago against Sheffield United. For Tom Cleverley, 6 changes to his Hornets, a team who lost in their derby game against Luton 3-0 away. Then it's 6 changes out of Bonner, Porteous, Seller, Deli Bashir and Andrews and Bale in commence, Bar, Ebiseli, Cirelto, Morris and Larucci. So for the Whites, it's Melier in goal and a back four of Bognall, Rodon, Strouk and Firpo. The holders in Tanaka and Rothwell. Then it's Yonto, Aronson and Sani behind Peru. For the Hornets, it's Backman in goal and a back three of Morris, Cirelto and Pollock. The wing-backs are Larucci and Ebiseli. In midfield, it's KMB, Sissoko and Bar with Kakvetadze and Ince up top. Oh, closing in on kick-off at Ellen Road, where Leeds United take on Watford. For Daniel Farke's Whites, they're unchanged after the 2-0 victory just 4 nights ago against Sheffield United. For Tom Cleverley, 6 changes to his Hornets, a team.
Welcome to John S. Sports Channel, where we do everything for Championship, League One and running. And we are with Championship and League One. It's a Tuesday night football. Come on, we're going to have 1 or 2 people in by the end of the day. It's all about people who want to have a look and replay these. This gets replayed so many times. I am absolutely stunned that you do it. But hey, while ever you're replaying it, I'll continue. I don't mind. But actually, on the day, if more people could talk to each other in the stream, that's what I like. I like the chit chat and the community aspect of it. That's why I do this. I don't get any money for it. I'm not monetized, so there's no danger of me making millions from it. There's no danger of me making pennies from it. But hey, I enjoy doing it. I had meningitis when I was about 40 and I shot my lungs, so I do cough a lot. I do apologise, but I've only got 1.5 lungs, and It does mean I'm constantly trying to cough up the whatever's in the other half a lung. So that said, we are listening to the listener along at the minute is Leeds Watford. The other option, should anybody come on, is Sheffield Wednesday versus Swansea. So it's Sheffield Wednesday versus Swansea or Leeds versus Watford. So it will be a very interesting day, I think, because it's there's a couple of games I really want to look at. The Coventry game I think is important because Coventry are trying to improve. The Portsmouth game is important because they could win two in a row, but they are away at Cardiff, who also want to win win a game. So that's going to be interesting in that game, in that league. Barnsley versus Charlton in League One. That's going to be interesting. Bolton away at Birmingham. Now Birmingham are just running away with this, aren't they? We always thought they would, but there was a chance that they couldn't. That they got hit by this sort of like, ooh, I didn't expect it to be so rough and tumble, but they are. My team obviously, getting defeated against a Leyton Orient. That's going to be interesting. It's odd. It's almost odds on Leyton Orient, 13-10. It's It's 23-10, 2.5-1 against Rotherham winning away. It's going to be an interesting day, I think.
Daniel Farke's Whites, they're unchanged after the 2-0 victory just 4 nights ago against Sheffield United.
So we shall be watching. Or listening to this game. It's busy at the minute. Just watching. Where's the Huddersfield game? The Huddersfield game is going to be interesting. I think the Huddersfield will almost certainly. I think they're going to put up a good fight against these. Wrexham is going to be a very, very interesting game. So let's see what happens. Leyton Orient, Rotherham. Leyton Orient have already started, and let's have a look at the lineups for this as we go. Keeley in goal for Leyton Orient. James, Beckles, Happ, and Curry in defence. A staggered mid of Gay, Pratley, Galbraith, Brown, and O'Neill, and Kelman up front. For Rotherham United, we have Cameron Dawson, Dawson in the back with Rafferty, Humphreys, Grant, McCart and James in the defence, and Wilkes, Tahey, Adofin, Powell and Kelly. We've got Kelly and Wilkes in the right positions, my God. And then we've got Nombe up front. So maybe a little bit more interesting as we go into it. So who's going to be the first to score? Well, we've already got the first one to score in the Championship. Already scoring in the Championship, we have a goal at Stoke City. So we go down to Stoke City and we've got Stoke City 1,
trying to
0 up, and Stoke City. Oh my God! And would you believe it? Of course,
well, I guess they've got Harry Grazia in common.
we're gonna have a goal fest, aren't we? It's Birmingham 1, Bolton 0, and yeah. I did think that Bolton might be able to just do something here, but unfortunately, at the minute, it's Birmingham 1, Bolton 0. The thing is that they've just paid their way into the Championship, haven't they? So, and there's a goal at Exeter, and we've got opening goals going in galore now, and it's Exeter 0, Reading 1, and I did say Reading had a damn good chance of winning this one. It's Exeter 0, Reading 1, and we're live with the results on a Tuesday night, and we intend to go as far as we can without giving up and giving in. Who do we want to see, guys? We're going to go to Cardiff versus Portsmouth. Portsmouth now in defence, passing it along the back, pushing it down the left hand side. Murphy. Portsmouth now. Potts. Robinson in the centre circle for Cardiff as they nick it off of Portsmouth. Perhaps a little bit too easy. Turnbull. Now Turnbull was the key player for me at the weekend, and they took him off, and I thought, oh, I wonder why they're taking him off. He was actually the one player that played absolutely brilliantly. Gutas now for Cardiff probes into the right hand corner. A couple of 1-2s, and it's still with Tanner in the corner. And Portsmouth are having to defend, and there's a throw in a very dangerous position now for Portsmouth, and Cardiff throw it short. It goes to NG. And the odds have gone, and it's a goal for Cardiff. Portsmouth's hearts are broken again, and it's Cardiff 1, Portsmouth 0. And we've got a goal at Cardiff. We've got a goal at Leeds, which is our game that we're listening to. Well, we're just listening to that. Leeds 1, West Watford 0, and it's put the Leeds United goal in there. Leeds United 1, Watford 0, and it's goals going in galore. And there's a goal at Preston, and we've got to put this one in. And we haven't had a chance to go to any of the games yet. We went to the Portsmouth game literally for seconds. There's a goal at Preston. It's Preston 1, Norwich 0, and I really didn't expect that one. So there's a couple of goals there that I didn't expect. It's now Preston 1, Norwich 0. Hello to everybody. Thank you for joining. It's going to be, it looks, oh my God, Stoke City 1, Bristol City 0. It's suddenly decided to go quite mad. And I tried that. So got that one in there. So let's just go through the goals, because I think we need to go through goals first before we go into the games and see who's playing what. It's Cardiff 1, Portsmouth 0. It's Leeds United 1, Watford 0. It's Preston 1, Norwich 0. It's Stoke City 1, Bristol City 0. This is the game of the who's going to turn up and play football teams. They're both very, very much like that. Going into League One, it's Birmingham 1, Bolton 0. It's Exeter. Stop doing that to me. It's Exeter 0, Reading 1. I think we can finally go to one of the games now. Let's go to Jake's side. Let's go to Barnsley versus Charlton, and we shall have a look at what Jake's Barnsley are doing. I've no doubt that Jake will be joining at some point.
Leeds on the halfway line.
So at the minute,
On the ball now, gets the run, puts an early ball across.
let's have a look at the.
Magnus made a mistake and he's slapped back into the back of the net by Aronson. It's 2-0 for Leeds United.
2-0 for Leeds United. Watford's back defence is absolutely shocking today. That's another mistake at the back end for Watford, and Leeds United are just finding it like taking candy from a baby, and it's Leeds United 2, Watford 0. Hell, we've only got 7 minutes gone, guys, and it's still it's 2-0. So O'Keefe for Barnsley, and they're trying to tight down the middle, but Mannion pushes it out, and Anderson can take it down the right hand side. We'll get the sides right. So Charlton is trying to tight down the right. Anderson across the middle to the left hand side. Push it forward, but De Givney will intercept that. But Gillespie intercepts his forward pass. And Charlton now with a free kick on the left hand side.
Well, I genuinely feel sorry for Daniel Bachman. You know, you say, well, he's not settled into his game.
So Barnsley 0, Charlton 0, and Barnsley are just holding the ball nicely. They're making sure Charlton don't get it. Basically, it's believe it or not, they've got 82% possession. Barnsley. They've just got to make sure they do something with it this week, because last week they didn't quite do enough with the ball when they had it. So, and Charlton have a chance, and Barnsley kick it out, and Charlton are starting again with Taylor. They're in the Barnsley half. It's a case of can they? No. Russell grabs that one from them. So we'll go away from Barnsley, because. So it's still Cardiff 1, Portsmouth 0, and it's now. Yeah, we got that one, didn't we? So we've got the Leeds United 1. I'm sure we've got that one on there somewhere. Leeds United 2. Stoke City are winning 1-0. Preston are surprisingly winning 1-0. That's the championship goals.
2-0 up, and the game's not even 10 minutes over. Looking at the first goal again. Firpo into the box.
Let's have a look at Birmingham, because Birmingham-Bolton, I thought Birmingham-Bolton might be a little bit more even, to be quite honest. Unfortunately, it's not, and Birmingham are. Well, there is 68% possession, but they are in the ascendancy with Birmingham 1-0 up against Bolton. As Bolton take it in the defence and try and with Williams and try to build from the back. So Bolton are going to try to just keep this ball a little bit more. 32% possession. 2 shots for Birmingham. 1 on target, 1 goal. This is what Birmingham do. They don't shoot very often usually, and when they do, it goes in the back of the net, because they've got multi-million-pound strikers who can give you class. And Birmingham's a bit of ping-pong ball in Birmingham's half. That's different, isn't it? So Birmingham's certainly ahead on the tactical front there, and we can see we're going to go to the Cardiff game. As Cardiff are attacking with Tanner, and Portsmouth will be really trying to. Oh no, we're not going to get another Cardiff. It's another Cardiff goal, and Portsmouth are flagging. It's now Cardiff 2, Portsmouth 0, and it's bad news for my local friends here, because they're just 12 minutes in and they're already 2-0 down, and that's. Oxford now. Oxford are in the lead. It's Oxford 1, Derby 0, and this is at least one that I thought might go in. Oxford 1, Derby 0, and Oxford there winning at the minute. Preston United are now 2-0 up against Norwich, and I really thought Norwich might turn the tide at this one, but Preston North End 2, Norwich City 0. Birmingham, Reading, Peterborough have scored. Peterborough 1, Blackpool 0, and Peterborough, well, we weren't sure whether Peterborough would turn up. Blackpool are more sort of stable after their new managerial takeover. But no, it's Blackpool losing away at Peterborough. Let's go to Stockport Northampton. And Stockport Northampton at the minute is heavily Stockport. It's Stockport all the way, and Stockport are once again on the attack. Down to the left-hand side, Stockport try and do a couple of 1-2s, trying to get it into the middle of the ground. But Stockport on the whole are, down to the left, they gets nicked off them, and Northampton built like that. Bit of ping pong ball. Who's going to keep the ball longer? Is it going to move Stockport? Yeah, it's Stockport, and Stockport can try and pass it into the middle. Stockport with a good pass, but it's taken by Guinness Walker. So Stockport there on the ascendancy, and we have the Leeds one on the radio. You can hear that one away. Hopefully I've got Leeds 2, Watford 0, Oxford 1, Derby 0, Preston 2, Norwich 0. Let's go to the Sheffield Wednesday game. Did we have the Stoke City? It's Stoke City 2. That one's put the Stoke City 2 score in there. So that's that one, and let you have a look at that one. And Stoke City 2. So we're listening to the Leeds game. I'm watching the Sheffield Wednesday at the minute, and we have Swansea throwing in their own half, and Swansea will pass it forward. It's a little bit quiet. We may finish at half time if we only get the one person on all the way to half time. Hello, Mr. John. Thank you very much for joining. Some people will be laughing. It's 16 minutes and 8 seconds at Sheffield Wednesday, and at the minute it's all Swansea City. So Swansea are in the ascendancy. It's a case of can they use their significant firepower that they can have. They have got a good front line. They're just not getting past midfield at the minute. It's like, he's go to the halfway line and they're going to get kicked back again. So at the minute, we're going to leave that one with Vigouroux. Oxford United 1, Derby 0, Stoke 2, Bristol City 0. There's been another goal at Peterborough, and it's Peterborough 2 now. And Peterborough are looking at making a little bit more of a wave, because at the minute it's been a bit of a whimper. So Peterborough 2, Blackpool 0, and it'll be, has the new manager bounce? Has the train stopped? Let's go for my side. Leyton Orient versus Rotherham. As Rotherham United now attack. It's mainly Rotherham. 2 shots to Rotherham. No shots to Leyton Orient. Both Rotherham shots were off target. as Rotherham
Down.
try an attack.
Best apt to challenge with Tanaka. Yeah, I don't quite understand what happened to him there. Maybe just a knee knock or something.
So, what have we got? We've got Cardiff 2, Portsmouth 0. We've got Leeds United 2, Watford 0.
Now the ball with
We've got Preston 2, Norwich 0. We've got Stoke City 2, Norwich, Bristol City 0. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 7 games are, or at the minute, have goals in them, and they're all home sides that are winning. There's only 2 sides that are. Oh, hang on. No, we'll stop that. It's QPR versus Coventry. We're going to, and it's away. It's the away side. It's Coventry that have scored. And believe it or not, it is QPR 0, Coventry 1. The first Championship away side to go into the lead is indeed Coventry City, and it's Coventry City that are going to go in now. QPR 0, Coventry 1, and transfer that one for you. So, don't even know if we've got the goal scorer yet on that one. No, not yet. Just got first goal. We've not got the actual scorer. Let's just wait and see whether we get the scorer for you, and we'll let you know the scorer for Coventry. Or are you going to guess? Who's going to guess? Because at the minute... He's not going to give it me. I hate it when he does that. We'll have to come back to that one. So we have Cardiff City 2, Portsmouth 0, and Portsmouth are finding it a really tough going here, and Cardiff are, I mean, we'll just go into it. Cardiff are well on top here. They certainly are trying to enforce their 65% possession to Cardiff City at the minute, and they're just making sure that every time they get the ball they keep it for long periods of time, and they're not. It's that Turnbull again. He's just the centre pin. He was the centre pin on Saturday, and he seems to be the centre pin again. Every time a run starts, a break starts for Coventry, it has Turnbull in the middle. Well, the minute he's keeping a little bit further back, but yeah, 62% possession to Cardiff, and at the minute you wouldn't be betting. I mean, it's 5 shots to Cardiff already within 21 minutes. 3 of them on target, 2 goals. Portsmouth have had 0 shots on target. As of 21 minutes, they really got to be, to stay up, they've really got to be starting to at least be willing to have a shot on goal. So the minute not looking good for Portsmouth, who is my local side down the road. We're listening to, if I just turn it up, we're listening to Leeds versus Watford. So if you're wanting to listen to that one, just listen away gently and turn it up for you to listen to.
They're really a team that's meant to close down and make it.
Derby County are 1-0 down away at Oxford.
Tadzi really is attacking midfielder.
So Scarlett has scored for Oxford on 12 minutes.
I don't know what you describe Tom Insas, but at the moment he's going.
And Oxford are,
about the halfway line.
I would say, quite. They're not easily in front, but they are certainly. They're certainly comfortably controlling the game.
Good ball to find Peru. His touch lets him down. And,
Preston North End. This is a surprise to me because Preston North End are 2-0 up, and Norwich City were doing quite well. They were starting to improve. At the first few games of the season, they weren't playing very well, and then all of a sudden they started to play quite well. And for them to suddenly be 2-0 down after 22 minutes is rather strange. As Preston once again go forward and Cordoba takes it in the left corner. So Norwich in their own right corner will try and go forward, but goes forward to Fisher, across to Duffy. And Norwich City seems to be they're playing the ball a lot, but always in defence. 2-0 down with 66% possession. But Preston have had 3 shots, 2 on target, 2 goals, and Norwich have had 1 shot, 1 on target, no goals. So at the minute, Preston are making the best of what they've got. So it's still Cardiff 2, Portsmouth 0, Leeds 2, Watford 0, Oxford 1, Derby 0, Preston 2, Norwich 0. The one that's scuppering it is QPR 0, Coventry 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Swansea 0, Stoke 2, Bristol City 0. Birmingham went 1-0 up quite. There's been a goal at Burton Albion, and it's the obvious direction, I'm afraid. It is indeed Burton Albion 0. Wickham Wanderers 1. So we go for the Burton Albion there, and we go Burton Albion 1, Wickham 0, Wickham Wanderers 1. Come on, you've got to be quicker than that to beat me. So there's Wickham Wanderers back in the lead there. Peterborough 2, Blackpool 0.
It's Leeds 2, Watford 0.
It's Doncaster 0, Bromley 1. If anybody wants to know that one.
For Watford, and particularly their captain Daniel Bachmann. He's made 2 mistakes.
Barrow 1, Notts County 0.
The first one I just put Butterfingers.
Oh, there's a couple of odds disappeared. Let's have a look. It's Stevenage, Cambridge, and Stockport, Northampton. Let's.
Somehow got through his hands. I still don't know. Anyway, Larouche driving forward.
I go to the Stockport, Northampton then, because that one's still. So Stockport 0, Northampton 0.
I'm looking for Hornets inside the box, and there's only Bar. I think maybe
nothing happening there. 74% possession to Stockport. I mean, you would expect that, but Northampton, if they turn up, can play really, really good, even with 26% possession. So let's see how it works. 4 shots for Stockport so far, none on target. 1 for Northampton, not on target. So it's basically 0-0 at the minute on that one, because obviously you've got to get on target. So at the minute, let's go to Barnsley. Let's go to Barnsley Charlton. And Barnsley, it's quite even this game, although Charlton are the only ones to have actually made a shot on goal. The actual game itself is really, really even. It's just that Charlton are being their usual, let's have a quick shot at goal. They're not afraid at shooting. It's just that they tend not to make it that final ball very clinical. Barnsley, on the other hand, are just renowned for just not scoring very many and losing it in the first few minutes of the game, or losing it in the last few minutes of the game. So, as my friend Jake, who comes on here quite regularly, says, we shall see whether Barnsley get a late equaliser or a late winner, because that tends to be what they do. At the minute, Barnsley are in the ascendancy, so Barnsley are actually playing quite well at the minute. They're just trying to get into the penalty area. Humphreys has ran into the penalty area, gives it to Keeler Dunn right inside the penalty area. He only has to shoot, but he just can't get a ball off. I think it's a corner to Barnsley.
The ball had a bit of spin on it. He wasn't able then to do anything.
Yeah, so we've got a corner to Barnsley. We'll wait for the corner to we'll wait for the corner to happen and we'll see what happens.
Down the back of the net.
A corner for Barnsley as we wait for that one. Keeler done there, trying his best to. He got all the way into the centre of the box and comes across, and Mitchell from Charlton is the first one to head it out, and it goes to Keeler Dunn, but he passes it back to the defence. A couple of quick prods forward, eventually gets to a Barnsley player in the Charlton area. Barnsley are starting to put this together now, and they need to get a few shots on goal, I think, because the mere fact that the only side to have had shots on target is Charlton is a little bit damning. They really do have to make more chances. I mean, let's have a look at the Barnsley lineup. They've got Slanina in goal. They've got Davigny, Roberts on a yellow card, Earl. Then they've got a Russell in that floating role. Then they've got O'Keefe. Ooh, crikey! Jorgen Nathan in midfield. Connell and Gent, and then they've got Humphries and Keeler Dunn up front. Yeah, I mean, I've not heard of the Jorgen Nathan. If anybody from Barnsley wants to tell me about him, I'm not quite sure about Jorgen Nathan. Trying to see if I can find anything about him, and nope. So that's another one for me. Always trying to learn about players. So Barnsley are starting to turn up the heat there at home. Sheffield Wednesday Swansea is the only game that's not got goals in the Championship. We know about that 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 1-0 to Oxford, 1-0 to Coventry, 2-0 to Stoke, Exeter 0. Let's go to the Exeter Reading game. Lewis Wing, I mean, that goal. Lewis Wing had the ball then for, and you think, well, Lewis Wing's goal, wasn't it amazing on the weekend? And it was a cracker of a shot, and there was no way on God's earth the referee and linesman, the goalkeeper was going to save that one. If anybody is on, if you want to tell me your team, we can keep going back and having a quick look at them. But at the minute, it's Carayol for Yefeko and Kramer for Exeter. Sweeney, Kramer, Woods. Oh, Missionham's got it for Reading, and he loses it immediately to Woods. So they're pretty stable in defence, I would say. Exeter at the minute, they're holding off quite well. They've not got many chances, but as they clear it forward for Reading again. Reading seem to be just taking the time. When they've got the ball, they do the best they can with it. Reading 1-0 up. At the minute, it looks more like that's the way that one's going to finish. We'll go Preston Norwich, because the odds have just gone from that. Let's have a look at the timeline. Whiteman's got a yellow card.
Little wriggle, and then a shot, and a good save by Backman this time. He's near post. Great play by Leeds United. Good save by Daniel Backman.
It doesn't look like Preston are really having much trouble up there, really, does it? Preston only had 30% of the possession, but their 3 shots, 2 on target, 2 goals is pretty damning, isn't it? It really is. The actual game is actually a lot more even. It's one of those games where it's like, oh, it's not. That's not. That doesn't. The score says it's not even, but it is. It's actually quite even. So we have Burton 0, Wickham 1, Birmingham 1, Bolton 0, Exeter 0, Reading 1. Oh my God, the Peterborough game is going haywire. How many goals do you want in the Peterborough game, guys? Go on, have a guess how many goals we're getting here, because this is... It was Peterborough 2, Blackpool 0. It's now Peterborough 3, Blackpool 1. How far are we in on that game? Let's have a look. Transition that. So 4 goals in that game so far, and they're only 32 minutes in. Stevenage 0. Let's have a look at a few of the League One games, I think, because this could be quite interesting.
Preston 2, Norwich 0. No goals. Sheffield Wednesday, Swansea, Stoke 2, Bristol City 0. UPR 0, Coventry 1. And that Robin's team have actually Wright scoring.
So we have. We'll go through all the scores. Oh, I've just seen one there. Burton Albion have equalised against Wickham. So it's Burton Albion actually managed to score against Wickham, which I really didn't think they would do. And it's Burton Albion 1, Wickham Wanderers 1, Barnsley 0-0, Birmingham 1-0.
Again, another 50-50 loss.
Bristol Rovers 0, Shrewsbury 0, Burton 1, Wickham 1, Crawley 0, Lincoln 0, Exeter 0, Reading 1, but it looks like Reading are doing really, really well there. Leighton 0, Orient 0, Rotherham 0. Peterborough 3, Blackpool 1, we've just been looking at. Stevenage 0, Cambridge 1 is now a score, so Cambridge are indeed looking like they're going to pull out of that bottom 4. Stockport 0, Northampton 0, Wigan 0, Mansfield 1, and Mansfield I did say would want to try and prove the way here. Wrexham 0, Huddersfield 0, and we shall transfer those quickly across. So what's happening, guys, at the minute? I'm going to go for Wrexham Huddersfield actually, because this is one of those games that I thought might just make a little bit of a heated exchange, because Huddersfield has started to play really, really well, and the Wrexham team really at Rotherham played pretty garbage, and Rotherham played even worse garbage. So we've got Wrexham with a throw in their own half.
Flicked on, and then the ball headed back across by Tanaka, but it was a good routine that, but it didn't yield a goal.
So we've got the Leeds game on the radio. If you want to listen to the Leeds game, that's the one that we're listening along to.
By Festia Bostelli.
So Leeds are doing well, 2-0 up, and they don't look like losing it. I'm not going to be... It doesn't look like I'm going to be coming back at half-time, guys. I do apologise, but if people don't turn up, then I don't see the point in rattling to myself, because there's only Mystic John listening. And let's go to the Cardiff Portsmouth game. 65% possession to Cardiff, 9 shots, 5 on target, 2 in the net. Portsmouth, 1 shot, not on target. Forget that one. Cardiff again with the ball, and Portsmouth are really going to have to do something about keeping this ball, because they really have to have possession. It's with the goalie, but is that the only time he's ever going to get it, when he's fishing it out the net? Poole, McIntyre, really do need to be doing something here, Portsmouth, because and Cardiff it's just poor football. It's just gone straight out for a Cardiff throw-in in their own half, and they just don't seem to be having any issues at all with Portsmouth. It's as if they've just Whitton just sailed through this one. Sheffield Wednesday, because Sheffield Wednesday is the only one that's not with a game with no goals. Jamie Lowe shot, but it's off target for Sheffield Wednesday. 3 shots each. Only one of them on target, and that was for Swansea. Swansea, 71% possession. Ouch. Let's have a look at this next Swansea attack, because Vigouroux has the ball for Swansea in the goal. Up to the left. Oh, straight out. Why? Come on. Let's have some interesting football, guys. So, Barnsley have scored. My friend's not been here. Barnsley have scored, and it's Barnsley 1. Charlton Athletic 0. I have to say that for Jake, my friend. I'm afraid. I don't really mean it, but nobody's listening anyway, so it doesn't matter. Exeter 0. Oh my God, I've got that one, haven't we? Exeter 0, Reading 2. And I did think this could get quite high scoring. This one, when I was thinking about it, I'm thinking, if Exeter just don't turn up, Reading can do quite well, can't they? Of late, anyway. So Exeter 0, Reading 2, Stevenage 0, Cambridge 1, Crawley 0, Lincoln 0, Exeter 0, Reading 2.
2 goals.
I'm sure I put Reading 2 on there.
Just one save.
I did put Reading 2. I did put Reading 2. I obviously didn't transfer it across for you. Reading 2. Leyton Orient 0, Rotherham 0.
It's not the ball that you want, is it, there? When you're staring down your own.
Birmingham 1, Bolton 0, which it's interesting that it's stayed at that, really. Bristol Rovers 0, Shrewsbury 0. The Burton have equalised against Wycombe Wanderers, which is an interesting scoreline.
I've mentioned that a few times, but it's the
Exeter 2, Rotherham. Yeah, we know about that. Peterborough 3, Blackpool 1 is the interesting one of the first half. 5 minutes left of the live stream, I think. Stevenage 0, Cambridge 1. Stockport 0, Northampton 0. And Wigan 0, Mansfield 1. And Wrexham 0, Huddersfield 0. And I'm going to go into that because I really do think this should be getting a goal. I really thought this might be a little bit more high scoring, this one. And at the minute, it's all Wrexham. It's all Wrexham, I must admit. And Huddersfield have been playing really good football. Really surprised about that. But yeah.
Melia claims he was being fouled there, and rather guilty looking. Matty Pollock picks himself up off the ground. So a great opportunity here, given their physicality. Can they make it stick, Watford? So one hand in the air from the corner kick taker, Ince. Ball so close in. Again, it's an absolute sea of.
So yeah, I'm surprised that Huddersfield aren't ahead as well. It's one of those things, isn't it?
Ends up on the ground again.
Huddersfield have it. Ben Wiles in the midfield runs it to the left and loses it, and you think, well, Ben Wiles is better than to lose it in against a side like Wrexham. So Huddersfield have a throw in. Let's have a look at this as Huddersfield have a bit of a throw in on the halfway line, but it's just in their own half. We'll have a look. We'll wait for this little Oh, they pushed it backwards to Longvic, so he loses it to Cannon, and again it's just stupid. Just they're just not. It's nonsensical. What they're doing is insane. Preston 2, Norwich 0. That's a surprise. Sheffield Wednesday still 0-0. Barnsley still 1-0 up. Birmingham still 1-0 up. Reading 2-0 up away at Exeter. Peterborough 3-1 up at home to Blackpool. Mansfield 1-0 up away at Wigan. And Cambridge 1-0 up away at Stevenage. And if anybody wants to have a chat, then please do. Just tell me that you're in. If you are in and the chat is saying 0 viewers, it sometimes does that. And if you don't say anything, I'll just assume that you're not here. And I'll bugger off at half time. But never mind. It means I can have something to drink and have a relax. And
anyway, Strouk looking for a ball down the flank. Just straight
Barrow Town 1, Notts County 0. Cheltenham 1, Bradford 1. Chesterfield 0, Colchester 1.
Strong challenge. Never really recovered from that. Sani, it's only 23.
Any more goals going in around?
Put a little bit of beef on the bone. Really strong.
The Leeds seem to have stepped off the gas, to be quite honest. I mean, listening to this, and Leeds just seem to have slowed down quite a bit.
Eventually it will be picked up by Matty Pollock. I think Tom Cleverley might have to change his system at the break.
So 44 minutes, and
just to keep Leeds quiet. But you've conceded 2 in the first 10 minutes, and
Leyton Orient actually has started to come back quite significantly. So Rotherham had most of the ball, and now it's Leyton Orient with most of the ball. They cross it, and it's straight to the goalkeeper. One shot on target for Leyton Orient, 5 shots none on target for Rotherham, and that's just typical of Rotherham, isn't it? Really do have to be a little bit more. 2 minutes. They have to be more exact now.
Needs to look on his inside, but Eberselli's chased back now, the wing back.
Rotherham now with 2 minutes of extra time.
Firpo rushes forward. Now Solomon looking for that little inside ball. Solomon wins the ball back. Little step inside. Tom Ince did well. Tanaka goes back.
Nombe for Rotherham.
And Rodon.
Lose it to James.
And again, Firpo. Good ball into the box.
Passes it down. Jules kicks it out, and it's a Leyton Orient. Dangerous throw for Leyton Orient.
The out ball finds it Barr. He is held up, the tangle of legs. And it's Firpo who wins the day.
Galbraith.
Foul after the event.
James. Leyton Orient attacking now.
Looking for a head injury.
Ooh, cross it straight across. It's a good job Rafferty was there to straight across the goal. And he only kicks it as far as Galbraith, which is ridiculous. Hap tried to pass it rather than kick it. Oh, shot on target, and Neil nearly puts Leyton Orient ahead there. Yellow card for Leyton Orient. Oof.
In the referee's face like that. If I was the ref, I won't be having that, even from a captain, more particularly from a captain. I'd say, look, keep your distance, fella. You get that close to me again.
Shall we have a look at some of the others? Arsenal 1, Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Aston Villa 0-0. Who else was playing from? Nobody else. Madrid 0, Dortmund 1. It's still Cardiff 2, Portsmouth 0, Leeds 2, Watford 0, Oxford 1, Derby 0, Preston. Wow. Preston. It's Preston 2, Norwich City 1. And I want to transition that because there's something happening over there. Let's just go in there and have a look at this. Half time at Leyton Orient. It's Leyton Orient 0, Rotherham 0.
In fact, it was Southampton at the weekend, wasn't it? Norwich have got one
It's
back at Deepdale.
Preston 2, Norwich 1 at half time.
Anyway, Tom Cleverley looks on.
So we'll have a quick look down and we'll just quickly go because I think the half times are now going in. It's half time. We're 48 minutes at Cardiff. Cardiff 2, Portsmouth 0, and Cardiff are well on top. It's Leeds United 2, Watford 0, and Leeds were well on top until the last 10-15 minutes, and they seem to have taken the foot off the gas. Oxford 1, Derby 0, and Oxford are just more resilient, I think, than Derby. Preston 2, Norwich 1, and Norwich are actually playing the better football, the sounds of it, but they just aren't getting the scoring chances that they need. QPR 0, Coventry 1. Not heard much about that one. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Swansea 0, and Swansea are really pushing there. Stoke City 2, Bristol City 0. I've not heard much about that one. Barnsley 1, Charlton 0, and Charlton were actually on top, and that's actually a goal against the run of play. Birmingham 1, Bolton 0, and Birmingham are doing their usual, not many shots, but as soon as it's on target, it is going in. Bristol Rovers 0, Shrewsbury 0. Burton Albion have equalised against Wycombe. Burton 1, Wycombe 1. Crawley 0, Lincoln 0. Exeter 0, Reading 2. We heard there a bing from my phone saying Leyton Orient 0, Rotherham 0. Peterborough 3, Blackpool 1. Amazing first half there. Stevenage 0, Cambridge 1. I did say, didn't I, that Cambridge could be coming good now. Stockport 0, Northampton 0, Wigan 0, Mansfield 1, and Mansfield are just starting to show, I think, their abilities. And Wrexham 0, Huddersfield 1. Well, if there's nobody around, I'm going to close the stream, and I thank you very much for joining. I'm not going through another 45 minutes with just one viewer. Sorry, Mystic John, we're going to have to call it a day. Thank you for not watching. Do come along again, and I will go on. However, there's one or two people in there, but I do need a couple of people in realistically. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Some of those people who watch this on replay. Please do try liking, subscribing, clicking the bell, and coming in on one of the live streams. You'll enjoy it. It is really enjoyable. It's fun. Do please do it. Do please like and subscribe. Join me in the next watch along. Thank you very much. Sorry for finishing, but if people don't join in, I can't carry on the live stream. At the minute, it's people coming in, but one at a time and then disappearing. So unless I'm going to get people, want more than one or two people in the second half, it really wasn't worth continuing. So thank you for joining. I have enjoyed going through it. It's an interesting first half, especially the Peterborough game. The Peterborough 3, Blackpool 1 is just manic. And I really thought that in the Championship, the game for me is the Cardiff 2, Portsmouth 0, because I thought Portsmouth would turn up. I really did think, but you look at the game and you think it's 62% to Cardiff, and 9 minutes extra play there. Just amazing, isn't it? So another 2 minutes. And that guy Turnbull is just central to. Thank you for watching. Thank you for replaying. It's